Yeah. Hey, ain't your average.
You gotta know God better than that master's degree, bro. You got to.
We love the lies that's been taught to us here in America, and you comfortable in them.
The reason why we at the bottom of society is because we break God's commandments.
God created you to be more than what we are.
Christ is a black man according to the Bible.
When my deacon pull up and he tell you repent, while Pastor say, what do you mean? Got Captain Sakar, he bringing that fire. Yo, Pastor sweating from the heat. Got Captain Pallu on the streets, and Captain AZ finna preach. Man, you know he gon' show up. Shout out Captain Noah, he make you question your beliefs. We're casting it down to the sea. We standing up business, so love being tremendous. Replenish the kings on their feet. On your feet. The prophets get active, awaken the captive. My Bible be heading the beast. These pastors be lacking, retracting they fast. We blitz until mission complete. To Babylon fervent with heat. God. We are the guys, we are the guys, we are the God. We are the guys, we are the guys, we are the God. We are the guys, we are the guys, we are the God. We are the guys, we are the guys, we are the God.
All right, so let's get into the class here, the local class today. All right, pull up that thumbnail for me so everybody can get it. See what today's class is called Prepared and Builded. All right, Prepared and Builded. Thank you for the firecracker. Appreciate you.
That thing was like a firecracker.
Pew, pew. All right,
I
so
can turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to go into some history, some prophecy, some self-reflection, examination. So let's open up with history like our leadership does all the time. Pull up that first book. This is the Imperial Rome. All right, this is by Time Magazine. It don't cost that much on Amazon if they still got any copies left, but I know it's out of print, but they may still have some copies floating around the internet. Let's go on the inside of it. Let's start out with this history. Zoom in real quick on that left-hand side. Just read, where we at? Zoom in on the left-hand side for us. There you go. Let's start where it says the Christians.
The Christians insisted that they alone possessed the truth.
Right.
and that all other religions, including the state ones, were false.
All was false. Now remember, this is during Rome, so it's talking about all the other idolatrous stuff that they had. But they was walking around, the disciples was professing this is the truth. All that other stuff is false gods, it's idols, like it says in Psalm 96. Keep reading.
They refused, for instance, to observe the ritual acts connected with the emperor.
So look at this. It says they refused the ritual acts connected with the emperor. So that means when the disciples first took this message to Rome, to the Jews that were there, they were not mixing. They didn't have watch night service. Right. There wasn't no Christmas trees inside of the churches that were in Rome. They weren't mixing the two. They weren't going hand in hand together like you see in today's time of Christianity. It wasn't no Easter in there. They weren't doing that. Go back to it. Let's jump down to the next paragraph.
Yet, much as they disliked the Christians, the very Romans who persecuted them often had to admire them.
That's the same thing that happens today, that although they dislike us, they admire us. Because the one thing they say, what do Christians say about when they come across Israelites? What do they say? Purple shirt. They what? They know that Bible. That's them admiring us while they yet hate us at the same time. Go back to it. All right, finish it up.
For their bravery in the face of torture and hideous martyrdom.
So that's coming. We got to stand up in the face of that too. Jump up to 3rd century right there.
By the 3rd century AD, Christianity was still accumulating converts and had become less doctrinary.
Now look at this, 3rd century AD. So this is around 200 something AD. it said it had become less doctrinaire. You know what that means? The stuff the disciples were teaching when Paul and Peter and them were roaming around, they weren't teaching that no more 200 years later. That wasn't the same doctrine the disciples grew up teaching or learned from Christ and was teaching the Israelites that were scattered. It was completely different by that time. Go back to it. Go ahead.
Christian writers were conceding that it was possible to be both a good Christian and a good Roman.
Don't that sound familiar, y'all? They say that today. You could be a good American and a good Christian. Hell, you're not American unless you are an American Christian.
What?
They say the same things today. Go back to it. All right, keep reading.
Nevertheless, the struggle between Christians and non-Christians went on, even after 313.
So this is 100-something years later. Go ahead.
When Constantine issued an official edict of toleration.
So now, after it's began to be less strict in doctrine, now we'll take this on. All right, jump down to the last paragraph, about a fourth.
By the 4th century.
Scroll up a little bit for him. Scroll up a little bit on that picture. There you go. Go ahead.
By the 4th century, Christian writers were claiming not only that it was possible to be both Christian and Roman, but that the long history of Rome was in fact the beginning of the Christian epic.
That was the beginning of Christianity in Rome. Not what the disciples taught, Christianity. You can leave it up right, y'all. You ain't got to keep while we doing this. Jump down to the next highlighted paragraph.
As for Rome itself, it came to accept the Christian view.
It came to accept Christianity only when, brothers? After it had become less strict. After the laws had been removed away. Now they accept it. Go ahead.
Just as it had accepted Olympians, Sibylline, oracles, philosophers, and fertility goddesses.
Come on, man. That's the only time they wanted it. When it benefit them, now they want it. When it was, thus saith the Lord, keep that stuff over there with y'all Jews.
Hey, and that's how they masked it. They masked it with Easter. They masked it with Christmas. They masked it with all them pagan holidays, and they made it seem like, oh no, we're celebrating the Bible, but it was all for them fertility gods and all that stuff.
Olympian, Sibylline, all of that. Philosophers. Go back to it. Let's finish it out.
In a sense, the true religion of Rome, the ultimate object of Roman worship, the embodiment of Roman ideals, was Rome itself.
It wasn't nothing that Christ and the disciples taught. It was Rome. It was living after the way of Rome. That's why today you can't be a Christian unless you do the things of the world. And when you call yourself a Christian, but you live like the disciples and you don't do what America do, now you're radical. Because that is masked for you just to follow after their ways, not God. Now go to the next book. Go to the next book there. And this book is also from Time magazine. It's the Byzantine Empire. So these were going around at the same time. They had just split off, but they were during the same time. Go ahead. Let's go on the inside of that. And zoom in. Let me see something here. Napoleonism. Scroll down. For the sake of that, scroll down. Go over to the slowly. To the right side, it says slowly, almost. To the right. Let's read that. Yep, right there.
Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the new Christian church.
The what?
The new Christian church.
Imperceptibly. It happened gradually. You couldn't even tell. It became a way of life. The new Christian church did what?
Developed its own ritual and doctrine.
All right, there you go. I'm telling you, what our people are caught up in today and what we were all in, it ain't got nothing to do with Christ. It is so far removed from what Christ was teaching on the earth and living. Go ahead.
Assimilating much from the religious and the philosophies of the very peoples of the empire.
So it was mixed, and that's what Christianity is today. It's mixed with a whole bunch of different gods. What? Come on, y'all. Jump down to the next orange part right there.
Christians also adopted rituals and even dates from pagan religions.
And you read about that all over with Christmas and stuff, but people in denial. Thanksgiving, New Year's, straight denial. Halloween, all denial. Go ahead.
The date of Christ, the date of Christmas.
Or Christmas.
Christmas, for example, was pegged at December 25th to compete with
Mithriatic
Festival Day.
Uh-huh.
Although the exact date of Christ's birth was not and is not known.
It is not known. It's amazing how all of the historians of the world know this, but in Christianity, you can't tell them. They don't care about nothing. Everybody's wrong. Go ahead.
Thus, Christianity added to its other strengths a universal appeal.
A universal appeal. That's all it is. So don't be deceived when people be saying online that Christianity was in Africa before it was in Europe or whatever it was saying. That's how they be saying it, or America, whatever it be. Don't let them fool you with that, because what they are not telling you is that it's the watered down European white man version of what Christ was teaching. It's not what the disciples was teaching at all.
Right. It's not the gospel of Christ.
Right.
It's
not
Christianity.
the gospel of Christ. There you go. There you go. And even the few black men that was there, they didn't have no sway on that, because you see what it's become. Like they mentioned Tertullian and all of that, they were from North Africa and stuff. But that ain't what was being taught. They was in there trying to fix white Christianity after they had accepted it with all of the paganism in it to be acceptable to people, not the doctrine of Christ. Go to that next image, though. There you go. So when they came into contact with us, this is what we was looking like throughout Africa on the whole. And anybody know what that is around his chest? What is that, brothers? The ephod, right. Breastplate. All right. Now go to the next one, and you'll see who's on there with him. You see these Edomite explorers that were on there with him. This is what we was doing when they came into contact with us. And you read at the bottom, it says, Ashanti ambassador crossing the Pra. The Ashanti ambassador. So when you go over there to Ghana, they know they Israel. And I think when we went there last year, one of the king's assistants said, when we showed him this picture, they said, grandpa, because that was his grandpa, he said, we have that garment in the back. That's what he said right there on the spot. He said, we got that in the back. Pull it back up again so they can see. He said, yeah, we got that in the back. So they got remnants of who they are, but it's mixed with paganism. Go to that next book, though, that next history book. Read that for us, officer.
The Lost Tribes, a Myth. Suggestions towards rewriting Hebrew history.
All right, go inside of it. Let's see what they say. Let's read the highlighted parts. All right, go ahead.
These facts have a peculiar significance when the presence of Judaism among American Negroes is to be considered. Hundreds of thousands of slaves were brought to America from this Western Africa during the days of the traffic, beginning nearly 400 years ago. How much more of Judaism survived amongst West African Negroes in that earlier time?
In that earlier time, so they know who we was when they picked us up. Go ahead.
As persecuted communities, they were rather more in danger than other Negroes of being raided by war parties and sold as slaves. It may be considered certain that many partially Judaized Negroes were among the slaves brought to America.
They know this about us, y'all. They definitely know this. This is why they had to beat it out of us when we came here, starved it out of us when we came here. That's why they wouldn't let us read the book when we came here. Let's read that next highlighted part.
On the Cabinda coast in Portuguese, West Africa is an interesting group of Negro Jews known as Mavamba. They are skillful smiths and potters, and consequently prosper. Ratzill considers them connected with a colony of Jews expelled from Portugal and settled on St. Thomas Island. The Portuguese discovered St. Tome in 1471. Finding it very unhealthy, King John II of Portugal in 1484 offered the Jews of his dominion the pleasant alternative of submitting to baptism or settling at San Tome.
Settling at San Tome. Baptism to be a Christian slave or leave here and live in squalor. So some of our people chose. But that book right there, the history book, lets you know they know who we are, and they've tried to cut us off from that. Play that video from that, I forget the brother's name, but Bishop met with him a few years ago, and he's one of the more well-known philosophers in Africa, and he goes around and trying to rewire the minds of our people over there to leave colonialism, Christianity. Look what it says. Play the video.
Muslims leave their shoes at the door. Christians leave their brains when they end up.
When they enter,
Yeah. Muslims leave their shoes. Christians leave their brains at the door. Because once you enter a church, you're not allowed.
you can't think anymore.
You can't question anything. So if I tell you that you are a sinner, you must accept it.
There you go. But that's the truth of it. You can't think. You have to be willfully ignorant to be in Christianity. You have to forget that you can count as an adult. You have to say 3 days and 3 nights is from Friday afternoon to Sunday morning. When you do that, that's not 72 hours. But somehow you got to make it fit. You can't. You have to leave off counting. You have to leave off comprehension as well. You're not allowed to think in there. You just got to, the Lord will reveal it to you once you're at the judgment seat. It's crazy. All right, so don't let nobody fool y'all on that stuff, man, because they are trying to upgrade on social media with all these apologetics that are doing this research and stuff around here, and you might get caught up in it. You might get caught up in it. Don't let them fool y'all. You got the history to prove it. Romans 15:4. Let's get to the scriptures. Go ahead.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Let's go.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So not only is this book written for our learning, but it is written for us to build ourselves up in the last days. As we see the prophecies coming to pass, it's meant for us to learn and build from. Learn and build from. Learn and build from. Not just to be prosperous off of it or make us feel good, but it's to build ourselves up no matter what situation of life we may be in. It's meant for us to build ourselves up. That's what God wants. Because Hosea 4 and verse 6, watch this. Hosea 4 verse 6. This is why it's meant for us to build ourselves up.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Because us being cut off from that history of knowing who we are, we've been destroyed through a lack of knowledge. It's not a secret that the black, Hispanic, Native American race, we are destroyed no matter where you go on the earth. It's not a secret for that. We got to acknowledge that we've been destroyed through a process of time, and we are the descendants of that destruction. That's where we are. We destroyed for lack of knowledge. Read on.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
That's the knowledge that we forgot was the law of God. And when did that knowledge be removed from us? We just read it around the Constantine time when the Christian doctrine started to be less doctrinaire. The destruction started a long time ago, y'all. So it's at its perfection right now. We are fighting against a well-oiled machine that is built on the destruction of blacks and Hispanics, not knowing, not having the knowledge of the law of God. Well-oiled machine, very deceptive. Read on.
I will also forget thy children.
Now go to Hosea 13, verse 9, because God speaks more on that destruction. Let's read that.
Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9.
Come on.
O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help.
So the first thing we got to acknowledge that the destruction first came from ourselves. It wasn't Esau that came in there. It wasn't the Babylonians that infiltrated us and put something in there. No, it was us first choosing the ways of the other nations. We destroyed ourselves. And it's the same thing today. It is the same thing. That yes, you got drugs out there. Yes, you got internet. Yes, you got porn. Yes, you got women on the job. Yes, you got men on the job. None of that can work on you unless you choose to take part in it. That's on you. Read that again.
Hosea chapter 13 and verse 9. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help.
But our help come from God. If you believe, if you trust in these words, because all of this book is just words. If you don't trust in the Lord, it's just words in a book. If you don't apply them, He can't help you. It's not going to be some miraculous thing where you're going to all of a sudden turn around and be a good person one day. That don't happen. This is not a movie. You got to apply, read, and trust in the Lord for him to actually help you. Go ahead.
Verse 10. I will be thy king.
We can leave it. Zechariah 7. Zechariah chapter 7. I might need 2 readers, man, so we can get through this quick.
Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 8.
Yep.
And the word of the Lord came unto Zechariah, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord of hosts, saying, Execute true judgment, and show mercy and compassion, every man to his brother. And oppress not the widow, nor the fatherless, the stranger, nor the poor. And let none of you imagine evil against his brother in your heart. But they refused to hearken, and pulled away the shoulder, and stopped their ears that they should not hear.
So God gave us the right way to live. He did. He gave us the right way to live. We chose that destruction when we stopped listening to him. When we wanted to listen to the world and do things on our own, we chose that destruction. That's our fault. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 12. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law, and the words which the Lord of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Therefore it is come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, saith the Lord of hosts. But I scattered them with the whirlwind among all the nations, whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned. For they laid the pleasant land desolate.
He laid the pleasant land desolate. Now go to Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28, and I want you to read verse 45. And this is going to go on the point that you was talking to me about on the way up here. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
I'm reading these scriptures about being destroyed, because we got to acknowledge that we are destroyed, and we need to build ourselves back up. I said this before, and I say it again. None of us raised right in here. Unless you was born in the truth, you weren't raised right. All of us came up with some crazy ways. We had our own personal relationship with God. We thought this, we thought that. We was in the midst of destruction. We wasn't raised right. Unless you was born in the truth, you wasn't raised right. It's just something you got to acknowledge. We've been destroyed and got to focus on building ourselves up according to the scriptures. Now, keep reading. Watch this.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. Verse 46.
Now, watch this. Jump down. I want you to jump down to verse 47. Why did we stop keeping them?
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness.
You didn't have no more joy in the commandments of God. That's why you turn away from them. Nobody turns away from something that they have fun. I ain't never seen no hooper stop hooping when he's winning 3, 4, 5 games in a row. You keep on playing until you just, I'm done, man. I'm tired of winning. You ain't like, man, you know what? I win too much. I'm going to stop hooping. You don't do that. You stop keeping these laws because you ain't have no more joy. You didn't have none in you. So you said, I'm going to do what the world do, and that's going to bring me life. And that's what you thought, but it brought you death. It brought you destruction. Now you got to rebuild yourself back up, that God is calling you back. Read that again.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
The abundance of all things.
And you know what that goes into? The commandments have become grievous. Because when you look up the definition of grievous, it means causing or characterized by severe pain, suffering, or sorrow. That's what the commandments have become to you. Suffering, sorrow. I got to get up and go to the Sabbath. Man, I got to get ready for the new moon. Dang, I can't buy nothing today. It's become grievous. That's that joy that has left.
Exactly right. Or boredom. Man. All right, give me, now watch this. Jump back up to verse 41 now. Watch this, what it say.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 41.
Get that book ready.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
I'll read that again.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, For they shall go into captivity.
So he said, I'm going to send your kids into captivity. Pull up that book, Babylon to Timbuktu, page 90. Show of hands, brothers, who got this book? Raise your hands if you got it. Okay, good, good. Sisters, show of hands, who got this book? Okay, you sisters got to be scholars too. All right, so this is page 90. If you don't have this highlighted, you need to have it highlighted. Go inside of it. Now, don't mind me that I spilled something on it, and don't look at that.
There's some laundry detergent on it.
I'll be reading it. That's all it means. I've been reading it. All right, let's read that quickly.
The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes. They carried their culture, history, laws, and written records with them. This assured them a constant precedent for the development of a higher social organization because of the stability of the black Jewish culture.
Now watch this. I want to say this. This is where we got to build ourselves up. One of the ways to start is your self-esteem. Right. We have been taught to dislike ourselves to the point of where we favor their ways. We favor their way of life. We think more of them than we do us. But you got to build your self-esteem up, man. When they came and got us, we wasn't swinging from no trees. We weren't walking around no loin cloths and stuff like it. That wasn't going on. We the best and the brightest. Go back to it. Read that again.
Because of the stability of the black Jewish culture, the Jews were not absorbed into the
how you say that, Cap?
Autoconscious.
Autobots. Go ahead.
Autoconscious population. In fact, the Jews absorbed some of the native tribes.
So they wanted to be like us. We read about that in the book of Esther. They wanted to be like us. They want to serve our God with us. Oh, stay over there. Keep reading.
The Jews made use of every opportunity. They were an industrious and skillful people. In the Jewish Ghanaian states were found kings, princes, governors, generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents.
I say this about build your self-esteem. Brothers, sisters, all of this is laying dormant in your spirit right there. Generals, secretaries, treasurers, revenue agents, princes. What else?
Judges. Architects. Engineers.
All of that is still in us. But they use the social media and the devices of this world to where we don't even think on that level that we can do that. Because when you think about that, you see Esau. What do you say, Cap? They changed it into sports. That's it. They changed the stuff into sports. Go ahead, Cap.
And you know what's heavy about this? Because we don't learn this in the Christian church. In the Christian church, and going into that self-esteem, we're taught that, oh, you're Gentiles, you're nothing, which attributes to low self-esteem. Because in your mind, you think you ain't nothing. That was always the other nation's MO when it came to taking us into captivity. They took the best of us. During the time of Babylon, they did it. Can I get a scripture real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Get Daniel 1, just real quick, just to show that. 3 and 4. You see it in Babylon. Because remember, when you examine the history of Babylon, they took all the best of us, and who did they leave in the land? The poor. The poor. That was always their MO. They always took the best of us into captivity and the slaves. And it wasn't no different with what we're reading here with Babylon and Timbuktu. Read that.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 3. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs.
When you read chapter 1, this is when Nebuchadnezzar besieged Jerusalem. Watch this, read.
That he should bring certain of the children of Israel and of the king's seed and of the princes.
He said, bring me certain of the children of Israel, of the king's seed and the princes. But watch this. Did he just say any regular old ones? Watch this, read.
Children in whom was no blemish.
Give me the best. Children with no blemish. Read.
But well favored.
Read.
And skillful in all wisdom.
And skillful in all wisdom. That's what we just read in Babylon Timbuktu. It said they were smith makers. They was pull that back up. Pull it back up.
Judges.
They were judges.
Architects.
These were people with skillful in all wisdom. Read on.
And cunning in knowledge.
Read.
And understanding science. And such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace.
So don't let these other nations try to make it seem like you're nothing and you were just monkeys swinging on trees and we brought you civilization. No, they all these nations always took the best of us.
Hey, Cap, what you see right here is this is an example of what builds a sustainable society in Israel. This is right here. All these things is what you need to have a successful what's it called? Community, nation, things like this. But if you notice now, they've taken workshop out of schools. All the things that's tangible that we can use to build a nation, they've taken everything out of our schools. They don't promote it. Then you go to school, they don't have any prep classes for college, push you where you need to go. We just going to school, accumulating debt and all these different things. And the only glorious thing that makes money is sports or being on the some type of entertainment system to get income or anything like that. They taking all these things from us, but this is what builds a sustainable community. Obtainable. What's it called? Sustainable nation. Nation building right here.
Hey, because think about it. To that point, they still do these things. They send their kids to be engineers, doctors, historians. But for blacks and Hispanics, you can only be good if you can shake your behind or rap or dribble a ball.
And your God, he expects everything that we're reading right here. Your God expects this.
Y'all can drop it, y'all.
Read this. Read verse 17 in Daniel.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 17. As for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge.
Whoa. God gave them what?
Knowledge.
Come on.
And skill in all learning and wisdom.
God put it in you, so he expects you to fulfill everything that we just read, because that was where we were at one point in time. In these last days, the Lord is expecting that of us.
Hey, Cap, so that means that we were the best
Yes.
at doing these occupations that we see. We were the best, the elite at that time.
Yep. Watch this. Jeremiah 31. Zakai, you can get that. Jeremiah 31, and you go to that next one, Kish, on the list in there. Jeremiah 39. We're gonna get straight to the point. We're gonna read verse 8 and 9, or 8 down to 10.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 39 and verse 8. And the Chaldeans burned the king's house and the houses of the people with fire, and break down the walls of Jerusalem. Then Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, carried away captive into Babylon the remnant of the people that remained in the city. And those that fell away, that fell to him with the rest of the people that remained. But Nebuzaradan, the captain of the guard, left of the poor of the people, which had nothing, in the land of Judah, and gave them vineyards and fields at the same time.
You wonder why Africa is still the way it is since we left? It's because all of the judges, the architects, the treasurers, the builders, we all here. And what happened to America when we came here? It became the greatest nation on the face of the earth.
Hey, that's heavy right there. Because think about it. And this is where you just use logic. If we was monkeys swinging from trees over there, we came over here, went through slavery, why did we produce so many inventions?
Right.
You mean to tell me the people that was uncivilized has the case? No, we had knowledge, we had wisdom, we had understanding.
Yeah, they have to dumb us down for it. Go ahead, Cap.
I'm sorry. Like you said, they say that we was monkeys swinging on trees as if we didn't have a civilization, right? Why would you go get a people that's not civilized to come over here and build a civilized nation?
Right.
It makes no damn sense.
It don't make no sense.
That means something over here had to be completely built out.
Yep.
Esau seen what we had. He said, "No, we got to get these niggas over here to come build some stuff."
Yep.
Same thing with Northern Kingdom. They said, oh, when we got here, they were savages, and they was this, and they was that. No. They had wisdom and understanding, too.
Civilizations and everything. So as we rebuild, and that's a part of it, major part of it is self-esteem. As a man thinketh, so is he. And a lot of times the things that are around this world are meant to make us think less of ourselves, because there's so much folly and destruction on social media and the internet of us. We don't think more of ourselves, that this is who we are. Thank God I repented. Now that I'm in here, I'm good. No, you still need to be attaining higher, because as Cap brought out, God put it in you to use. All right, just got to be brought out. So don't be afraid of doing that. So as we rebuild our spirits, though, or we build our temples, rebuild the spirits. Pull up that next one that I got for the book, the Isles of the Gentiles. So as we rebuild the temple, we got to rebuild our spirits. So this is the book that Bishop came out with a long time ago. He done rewrote it. He rewrote it. It's the one that you got now. Syrian to America correcting his story. He's rewrote the book. So this is way back in the day. It's old right here. But let's go inside and look what it say. Now, I just want you to read where the red line is. You got to zoom in so we can see it.
Zerubbabel. The first move back to Israel was led by Zerubbabel.
So this is after we just read in Babylon, they took us away. Zerubbabel was the first one to go back. Go ahead.
Of the house of David. He was the only one of royal blood to pay any attention to the decree of Cyrus. Ezra chapter 2.
Now look how spiritual this is. Watch this. He's left from Babylon, and he's the only one of the royal line of the house of David that paid attention to the decree of Cyrus about Israel going back, establishing themselves again, and rebuilding. It's the same thing that happened here in America, in Babylon. The first people to understand this, that we are the Israelites and know who the tribes are, and we got to gather all our brothers and build them up, that was Judah. That's according to prophecy. It's happened over and over and over again. Benji knew who they was in the Lord, but they didn't know who we was. They didn't know the prophets and all that. That's why they howl in their music. But it was Judah's job to go back and rebuild all of their brothers. So go, keep reading. Watch this. Keep reading.
In accordance to the Most High's prophecies, when he returned, he found just rubble. No temple, torn down walls, and strange nations put there by the Assyrians.
That's what we found here. That's what we became. Go to the next page in that. That's what we became. All of that right there. Broke down amongst other nations. Now watch this. Read about Ezra and Nehemiah.
Ezra and Nehemiah. 58 years later, 458 BC, more Jews returned. Ezra chapter 7. Under the leadership of Ezra, 12 years later, Nehemiah requested permission to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem and to govern Judea. He arrived in 444 BC, despite much opposition. Nehemiah completed this seemingly hopeless task in 52 days. Then a revival followed. Ezra and Nehemiah canonized the books of the Old Testament. They read aloud to the people and gave interpretation. About 40 years later, the prophet Malachi condemned the people for slipping back into their sinful ways.
There we go. So you see, he went back to lay the foundation of the temple, but Ezra and Nehemiah came back to restore the spirit of the people. What is that telling us? Unless you restore the spirit that is in you, the temple is worthless. The building's just a building if the spirit ain't right within it. That's why we got to rebuild ourselves. Go to Ezra. Now watch this, how that comes to pass. Ezra chapter 7 in the Bible, Ezra 7 and verse 6 through 10.
The book of Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6.
You go to the next one, Kish. Go ahead.
This Ezra went up from Babylon, and he was already scribe in the law of Moses, which the Lord God of Israel had given. And the king granted him all his requests according to the hand of the Lord his God upon him. And there went up some of the children of Israel, and of the priests, and of the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the Nethinims unto Jerusalem, in the 7th year of Artaxerxes the king. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year of the king. For upon the 1st day of the 1st month began he to go up from Babylon, and on the 1st day of the 5th month came he to Jerusalem.
So it was a 5-day journey. Go ahead.
According to the good hand of his God upon him.
Here's the point, verse 10. Go ahead.
For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord, and to do it, and to teach in Israel statutes and judgments.
So the first thing got to be done is the leaders got to have a ready mind to teach the people. You got to have leaders. Without leaders of the nation of Israel will be scattered and lost sheep. So your leaders got to be ready to teach. Jump down to verse 25.
Verse 25.
Yeah.
And thou, Ezra, after the wisdom of thy God that is in thine hand, set magistrates and judges, which may judge all the people that are beyond the river, all as such know the laws of thy God, and teach ye them that know them not.
So you got to be ready to teach. Leaders, all of us is being called in here as leaders to teach those of our people that do not know the laws. No nation can be established and ran and organized correctly if the leaders aren't ready to teach. So when you called in here as a man, you got to have the mind, I'm here to teach. So that means you got to do what? Go to Joshua 1 and 8. You got to have the mind as a leader. You're not called here just to be students. You're called to be a leader. That's why it's being taught to you. Read that for me.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
So this has got to be your first love, brothers and sisters. It's got to be your first love. All the distractions that are in the world, you got to put them to the side. You got to make time. You got to be on a schedule to make this your first love. That's what God wants from us. Kish, read the script you holding. Is it Malachi?
Yes, sir. Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 6.
Listen to this, brothers. Go ahead.
The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity.
That's what the job of a leader is to do, is to turn many away from iniquity. Turn them away from sins. Go ahead.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth. For he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts.
What are we?
The messenger of the Lord of hosts.
That's what we are. We are the messengers of the Lord of hosts. And I say this all the time, brothers that are you in plain clothes, man, you got to do better, build yourself up to get up here in these front seats, because this truth, it only goes so far if you ain't in the battle. I know how it is. You come here, you there, and then boom, you're back home. You got to be in the battle for this to mean something to you. So you got to build yourself to get up here so this thing can mean something to you. You never put your effort into it unless it means something to you. If it ain't got nothing to do with you, if it don't mean nothing to you, you give it you lukewarm with it. It's like if I do, if I don't, I don't. It's whatever. I know how it is. You got to get back up here so this means something to you, because that's what God wanted to be, to mean something to lead the people away from sin. Psalms 119, 97. Let's go through these real quick.
The book of Psalm, chapter 119, verse 97.
Let's go.
Oh, how I love thy law. Oh, how love I thy law. It is my meditation all the day.
King David meditated upon the law all the day. Bishop says 4 chapters a day. Yes, you should be doing that. You can split that up. 2 of them should be the law of God, 2 of them somewhere else. Meditate on the law so you don't forget that. That's what we have to live our life by. We learn these laws, we teach these laws. Don't negate the laws.
Hey, and that's a minimum, not a maximum.
Yeah, it's a minimum. Exactly right. Read that next script.
Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments.
Meditate continually in his commandments. That's written over and over and over again. God tells us to meditate on it for a reason. There's a lot of distraction in this world, a lot of, what you would say, deception by Satan, devices that he uses on your spirit to lead you away from God. To lead you away from God. So you got to meditate on this. Meditate means that you read it, and then you're thinking about how would this be applied. It's not that I just check. It's not that I just read over it, but I'm meditating on how would this apply. What's going on with my mic, man? Nah, they ain't low. How would I teach this to somebody? That's how when I read in the laws and stuff, how would I explain this to somebody? That's what's going on in my mind. And when you do that, your brain will think and put yourself into situations with you not even being there. You're sitting there, but your mind is envisioning how that happens. So when it takes place, anybody ever had what's it called, deja vu? Anybody ever heard that? Show of hands. Yeah, that's because your mind has envisioned it already. And then it comes to pass like, dang, I did this before. You've thought about it somewhere before, and it's coming to pass at that point. Meditate on these things, all right? I got a lot of scriptures here, but I'm going to skip those. Go to the book of the leaders, the mindset of a leader. Now, show of hands. Who got this book? Raise your hand. Let's see who got this. Sister, okay, sister's got it too. All right. So this is by Captain Hoshea. It's an excellent book, man. It's one of the best leadership books I've ever read, man. I've read quite a few. So this is the mindset of a leader. Program yourself. Let's go inside of it. Let's see what it says about leaders. Zoom in something for me. I know I didn't do that. I don't highlight in yellow. I got this from somewhere, y'all, but that's all right. All right, let's read that.
Personal responsibility. Act without delay.
Act without delay. Act without delay. Okay, go ahead.
The mindset of a leader is one of action.
Of what?
One of action.
Action. Go ahead.
And urgency when necessary tasks arise.
When necessary tasks arise. Okay, go ahead.
Some issues can't wait, and delaying them leads to greater problems. Leaders don't hesitate. They assess the situation, take responsibility, and act decisively.
That's a part of being the leader, brothers. If you're going to be a leader, you got to have a sense of urgency. You can't be a leader and you all lackadaisical and you just go with the motions. No, it got to be, what's the job? Boom, boom, boom. Here we go, right here. Yep, bam, bam, bam. Set this order, boom. You do this, you do that. That's what a leader is, sense of urgency. It don't matter if you're in Oklahoma and there ain't nobody on the damn street. Urgency is what a leader moves by. Care how cold it is down here. All right, let's ask yourself. Let's read that part.
Ask yourself, what task is pressing in your life right now? Is there something you've been neglecting that requires immediate attention?
Now, that's a self-examination question right there. Is there something in your life you've been neglecting that requires immediate attention? Maybe you ain't been teaching your wife like you're supposed to, and you got problems. You neglecting it as a leader. It needs immediate attention. Let's go to the next page on the inside of that. Read that.
Leaders tackle these responsibilities head on.
Head on. Leaders do that. Leaders tackle them. Don't avoid them. Go ahead.
Ensuring progress and preventing setbacks.
Because procrastination leads to setbacks. And it's something that all of us battle. I'm not exempt from this too. My mind get the best of me and I'll be sitting there comfortable in that daggone lazy boy. And I got to remind myself, nope, I'm a leader. Let's go. That's the devices of Satan. He'll put it on you, man, and you won't even think. It might not be murder. It might not be drugs. It might not be porn. He might get you with procrastination, with slothfulness. Like, I got it. Don't none of that other stuff bother him. But I'm gonna make this chair so comfortable, he ain't going to do nothing. Don't let Satan get on you like that. Let's go back to it and read that. Lessons.
Lessons from faith. The weight of action.
The what?
The weight of action.
Let's read the script. What is that right there?
James chapter 4 and verse 17. Therefore to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin.
Let's read what Cap got on that. Go ahead.
This verse underscores the moral and spiritual responsibility to act when the right course of action is clear. Delaying or ignoring necessary responsibilities not only hinders progress, but also goes against the principles of diligence and righteousness.
It goes against them. God did not put us on this earth as leaders to be slack. Urgency is what the Lord wants. We got to do that as leaders. We got to change our mind, build ourselves up to not let slothfulness, as Cap said, take hold of us. Got to be diligent. Now go to that Romans 12 and 11. Read that for me, because the Bible talks about it. So remember, we talk about being prepared and building. Romans 12.
The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
Read that again for him.
Verse 11. Not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord.
The disciples were fervent in spirit. They weren't slothful in business. They had a limited amount of time to do as much as they possibly can on behalf of the Lord, being leaders. We got to think that way too, because none of us know when we will be caught up in that evil net. Like it says in Ecclesiastes, none of us know that day. We take it for granted. I do sometimes too. We take it for granted. None of us know the day that we will leave this place. And what we got to do is make sure when we go back to the Lord, we can say to him, I wasn't slothful in business, Lord. I might have got knocked down, but I did what I had to do to get back up to get in this fight.
We got to be able to speak like Paul did.
Yeah.
I ran the course. I kept the faith.
Bang. That's bold. That's what Paul says. And he would say, I can come to the throne boldly. That's how you want to be, man. I did what you commanded me, Lord. I did it. Now, in doing that, leaders, who's the first people we got to build up? Who's the first people? Let me see. Who got a thought? Who's the first people? Purple shirts, I know. Y'all know. Let's see who behind you knows. Who's the first people? Okay. You got a mic? Nope, you ain't got one. No, you got one? Go ahead.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
You gotta start with yourself.
Start with yourself. Okay. Well, we just read that about leaders. Leaders is you starting with yourself. Okay. After you start with yourself, who you got?
Now your wife.
Who?
Now your wife.
You got to do that as a leader too. Now pass it to the back. Now if we give it to this young lion.
Your family.
Huh?
Your family.
Well, that all of that starts when you read Timothy. All of that's included in that. All right. It's good to be going over this, prepare to build, so you know the steps. Because all of that's encompassed in being a leader. Matter of fact, read that in Timothy. So you all know that being a leader, you've taken care of all that stuff already. Where is that? 1 Timothy 3? Yep. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 4.
Let's go.
Get to the point.
Yeah, get to the point.
Verse 4. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God?
All of that was already encompassed in you becoming a leader. You wouldn't even have been to that point if you didn't get all of that stuff correct first. Here it is, Proverbs 8, verse 4. This is who got to be built up. As you're a leader, now here's your focus. Proverbs 8 and 4.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 4. Unto you, O men.
Oh, who?
O men.
Oh, man.
I call.
God's calling you. The man, you got to be built up. The man got to be built up first in the nation because the man is the leader. That's why God said, on you, O man, I call. Everybody in here is called, especially brothers. It's because the Lord called you. It ain't because Bishop Nathaniel picked out a nice color of purple and the editing videos look real good. And he's like, man, I'm going to go in there because the videos are nice after the Sabbath. I like the announcements. You ain't here for that. You've been called because God see you as a leader. That's why you was called. That's why you found yourself in. You stumbled upon a YouTube video or somebody saying you stumbled upon that because God said, yes, you're a leader. Same way all of us came in, we stumbled upon this. And the Lord said, I called you because you're the man of protectors. Read that next verse, Isaiah 32, and let's go to verse 1. Man of protectors. That's why he called you. You the one that watches over the nation and guides the nation. Look at this.
The book of Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 1.
Let's go.
Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment.
What do princes do?
Shall rule in judgment.
That's what we are called for. We are called to be judges, to rule in judgment. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest.
So a man is a protector against the enemies. You wonder why is the black woman's reputation destroyed in America? It's because the man is out of order. We off doing whatever. We some in jail, dead, or we're chasing a bag, trying to be rappers, hoopers, whatever it may be. The reason why the woman's reputation is destroyed, it falls on the man. It's our fault. That's where the blame first lies. And then it goes down to them because they had the choice whether to not to do it or not, but they did it. But we got to take that blame because it's our job to be a tempest, a hiding place from the wind, a covert. And Esau knew that. He took us out. Now, Titus chapter 2.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience. The aged women likewise.
I'll read that again, verse 1.
Verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men be sober.
The aged man, even when Paul was setting back up the nation that was scattered, he said the man got to be set in order first. This is complete opposite of what is in Christianity. They ain't worried about y'all. They try to build up the women, make sure they got good jobs, good education, and come back every week and put money in the pot. That ain't of God. God talking about deal with you, man, be built up. And he wants them to be what? What's the first thing he say?
Sober.
You got to be sober. Drugs got to go. Alcohol to point of drunkenness got to go. Toss to and fro in your beliefs got to go. You got to be sober as a man, as a leader. Go ahead.
Grave.
Don't be a daggone Kevin Hart. There ain't nothing wrong with laughing. It's a time for everything. But God says, man, you got to be serious about this truth. Go ahead.
Temperate.
That goes into your anger. You got to be able to control that. You can't go 0 to 100. Go ahead.
Sound in faith.
You know what you believe in.
In charity. In patience.
In patience. Now, give me that in verse 6.
Verse 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be sober-minded.
And the man, you got to be that way as a leader, because the young man are supposed to follow your steps. They are looking up to you. That's why it's set in order in here. You got leaders, you got the brother, and then behind y'all is the young man, so they can look up here and see how y'all conduct yourselves. That's why it's the order set that way. They supposed to emulate you. So you brothers that are in front of the young man, you supposed to move up so they can know I got to move up too. I ain't supposed to be back here all my life. Don't be daggone in here all your life, and then the guys that was behind you, they grow up, and then they sitting in front of you. Damn. Don't do that, please. Move up, brothers. Do what God called you to do. Keep reading.
Verse 7. In all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works.
So the young man got to show themselves a pattern of good works. And you young men don't need to be up and down. One week you're good in school, the next week you ain't. 1 week you done did all your work, the next week we catch you watching porn. No, it's a pattern of good works. Yeah. We used to be their age. We know what they be trying to sneak in to do on these, especially now. We didn't have the stuff they had now. We had little Nokias. Then we had the sidekicks. Raise your hand if you had a sidekick in here. Huh? He was the stuff. You had a Nokia with the snake first. That was the first ones that was portable. And then you had the sidekicks, the fat one, the silver. Then they upgraded to the slim ones. I remember the little sliding pad. Then you had the Razor. And then you moved up to what iPhone before? It was Sprint. So you had a BlackBerry. It was cool if you had a BlackBerry. And then it moved to the Chirp. If you had the Chirp, I done been through them all, y'all.
Now you got access to the whole, anything your heart desires. You got access to now.
Yep, and that and that's sensory overload for them. We've been through where we had to go outside to play because the Sega would get hot, or the Nintendo, put in the freezer, you couldn't do nothing. You had to go outside. You had to wait. They don't have that. The daggone PS5 got a fan in it. And they will be, they play that thing all day and all night. It's sensory overload.
Hey, Cap, they'll never understand that you had to get the Nintendo cartridge and blowing that sucker about 15. You out of breath before you start playing. Put it in there. Then it won't even stay down.
You gotta take it out.
Put it down. Then it finally stayed.
Them was good days, man. Taught you something. Taught you a pattern of good works. Patience too, didn't it? Finish out verse 7.
Verse 7. In all things showing thyself a pattern of good works, and doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you.
So you young man got a heavy calling on y'all too. The Lord expects something from you all as well. You just ain't here because your parents bring you here. That ain't why God got you here either. He expects something of you. Sober-minded, be of good works, because one day you're going to be a leader of the nation as well. That's what he is planning for you. So don't think I'm just here because my parents bring me. That's not it. And don't put it in your mind, I'm just waiting until I get old enough to leave this. That ain't why God called you. You here to learn something, to be a leader.
And you know what's heavy about that part where it says that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed. That's how they supposed to feel around you, not the opposite. You shouldn't be ashamed around them because the evil they do and you righteous. It should be the other way around. Especially, and this is for you young men. That's why you got to walk with the confidence and the zeal that you are a man and this is the right thing to do. Don't give a damn about your evil.
Yep.
That's how they're supposed to look at you. That's how they're supposed to see you and envision you and be ashamed to be around you because they know, yeah, Dad, yeah, he real. He gonna tell me about myself. Dang, yeah, I know. Y'all know what I'm talking about when you go around your family members and they see you and they're like, yeah, I know. I'm still doing this and that. That's how you young men. That's how those that are contrary. That's how they supposed to be around you.
Yep. The first start though, building yourself up with self-esteem as well. The way you carry yourself, they know you different, man. He walk different, he move different, he talk different. He don't talk like us. He ain't worry about that music. And in a process of time, after a pattern of good works, they'll begin to follow you. Right. You'll be the leader of them. But when you go around them and you start dumbing yourself down to your cousin them ways that ain't in the truth, they're like, oh yeah, come on, yeah, it's a phase. Yeah. When as soon as you get out of your mama's house, you gonna come over here and stay with us? I know how it's gonna be. And you gotta be ready for that. Give me that. I'm gonna skip through some of these scriptures, right? Give me that in 2 Timothy now. Chapter 2, verse 22. 2 Timothy 2, verse 22. Look what it says also to the young man.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 22. Come on. Flee also youthful lust.
Flee youthful lust. That means fornication. Flee that stuff. Leave it alone. Read on.
But follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
Work on yourself becoming a man of the Lord, because one day, if it be the Lord's will, you're going to take on a wife. You got to flee those youthful lusts, those fornications. So by the time you get to your wife, and now you expecting stuff that you've been watching on your phone. And you ain't getting that. And now you got problems in the household. And now you're mad with this and that. No. Flee youthful lust. And even Palmelina, you better leave her alone. She's a hoe. Palmelina's a hoe. Sisters, you might not know who she is. These brothers over here know who Palmelina is. She's a hoe. She messed up. Yep. That's her last name?
Her last name is Jerkins.
Palmelina Jerkins. Leave her alone. She a hoe. Sisters know now, like, dang, I never heard of that. Yeah, they brothers know who Palmelina is. She's a hoe. They was going to be on the watch out, look out for her. Who? What's her Instagram? Palmelina with them brothers all day. You can't do nothing about her. They got to overcome her, especially them young men. Don't let them be in that bathroom too long. And don't let them take no lotion in there. Yep. We know. Give me that in 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. Somebody laughing too hard. We used to be young man, wicked young man. We didn't have a pattern of good works. We was doing evil. That's why we can warn you from it now. It ain't going to do nothing but destroy you, man. 1 Peter 3, verse 7.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7.
Get that second one. Go ahead.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them not according to knowledge.
That's why you men have to build yourself up, because you have wives and you young men are going to take on wives. But you got to do what? Read that again.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
You're going to have to dwell with them according to knowledge. And it takes years to accumulate knowledge to know how to be a righteous husband, a righteous man of God, not just a husband, a righteous husband. You got to deal with them according to knowledge, the knowledge of God. Read on.
Giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together. Of the grace of life. That your prayers be not hindered.
Because if you mistreat that woman, your prayers can be hindered. Go to Tobit chapter 10. This is why your prayers will be hindered. Tobit 10, verse 12.
The book of Tobit chapter 10 and verse 12. And he said to his daughter, honor thy father and thy mother-in-law, which are now thy parents, that I may hear good report of thee. And he kissed her. Edna also said to Tobias, the Lord of heaven restore thee, my dear brother, and grant that I may see thy children of my daughter Sarah before I die, that I may rejoice before the Lord. Behold, I commit my daughter unto thee of special trust. Wherefore, do not entreat her evil.
Now, who did these words come from, brothers? Let's see who's thinking. Who did these words come from? Let's see who got their thinking caps on. Who did these come from? Brother, stand up. Brother Judah, right? Okay, who did these words come from? Let's see.
This come from, excuse me, this came from the parents.
Wrong. Watch this. Let's see, Malachi, what you got? You're right, but you're wrong. Go ahead. Say it on the mic.
It comes from the Lord.
These come from the Lord. All scripture is given by inspiration of who, brothers? That's God talking right there. So that wife that he has given you, he has committed her to your trust because that's his daughter. And he says, do not entreat them evil. So you have to build yourself up because you have a responsibility to take care of God's daughter. She was your daughter. She was God's daughter before she was your wife. She's always had that title, and now even as she's your wife, she still has that title of God's daughter. Do not entreat her evil. That's why you got to build yourself up, work on yourself, so you do not get into your emotions or your own thoughts and do her wrong. God said, read that last part, behold again.
Behold, I commit my daughter unto thee of special trust.
Because man forget this sometime. Although we have the power in the house, we the leaders, that don't mean you can abuse power. Because how do I know that? Can leaders abuse their power and God be okay with it? No. You can't abuse the flock that God gave you as a leader and he be okay with it. So that trickles down to the household as well. You're a leader in the house, you still can't abuse the power that you have. God committed her unto us of a special trust. Read on.
Wherefore, do not entreat her evil.
Do not entreat her evil. That's why we got to build up. Leaders got to build up the man first because we have a lot of responsibility. Raise the kids right, that they show a pattern of good works, and we also got to deal with our wives according to knowledge and build them up, that our prayers be not hindered. Your actions of mistreating your wife, that can jack up the whole house. Wife out of order, kids jacked up, you praying, God ain't hearing nothing. Your kids is going further and further into the world. Your wife is getting worse and worse, all because the way you handle yourself as a man. You not using applying the attributes God gave you to build yourself up. Now, after the man get built up, who's supposed to be built up, brothers? Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. That's why we got to teach these classes. Who's supposed to be built up after the man? Who? Wife. There you go. Sisters. Yeah, all right. Y'all gotta have to rewatch this class. We're going to need a report from y'all, man. Sheesh. And no chat GPT in it. Put it in the daggone, what they say, subscribe this video, or what's the word? What's that, Daniela, you be using? Transcribe. Transcribe this video. Give me a summary of this class. Now, give me that Genesis 2:18. You got to build up the sisters because we are a nation. Genesis 2:18.
The book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good that men should be alone.
Now, God knows that, man. He knows you shouldn't be alone. He knows you need somebody in there. And that goes to say you can't live with them, can't live without them, brothers. Tell you right now. Try being alone by yourself and see how that work out for you. Ask some of these single brothers in here. Walking up and down, mourning. Terrible. Nah, you ain't meant to be alone. All right. Keep reading.
And the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him an help meet for him.
She might get on your nerves, brothers, but she's meant to be something to you, a helper, a help meet. And sisters, that's your job. You're not a leader. You're a helper. So you shouldn't be having to, or even have the mind that I'm going to take control of this relationship. It don't work like that. You're out of your divine order. You put a whole lot of stress on yourself doing that. I'm telling you right now, you don't want the stress of making the decisions or having to answer to the Lord for how you guided the house. You don't want that kind of pressure. You should encourage your husband. Hey, get around the brothers. You want to watch a class with me, Lord? What we studying today? You should be encouraging those things so you can be a helpmeet to him so he can help you. Now, go to Proverbs 31:10. Watch this.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10.
Let's go.
Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can now, brothers, why would he say that? Why would Solomon's mother That's who it was talking to him. Why would she say that to him? Who can find a virtuous woman? Who got a thought? Let's see. Officer Ari, what you got? What do you think?
Check. Shalom, leadership. Shalom. Because all women aren't virtuous.
All women aren't virtuous, right? And it's rare to find one. It's rare to find one that doesn't act on their emotions and let the Spirit of God guide them. Because what happened to Eve? Was she acting on emotion or walking in the Spirit? Which one was it, brothers? Emotions. That's why Solomon would say this, because even from the first woman that was created, the way that God built them to be nurturing and emotional, they let that guide them instead of the Spirit. That's why the mother asked, who can find a virtuous woman? Read on.
For her price is far above rubies.
When you can find a woman that walks in the Spirit, she is priceless. Give me that in Sirach chapter 7. She's valuable. So sisters, in building yourself up, you got to make yourself valuable, and it's going to come by your spirit. Looks it plays a part with the man, but beauty fades, and it ain't get the job done, right? So you got to build your spirit up. Let that man love your spirit. Sirach chapter 7, and I want you to read verse 26. 26, yep.
The book of Sirach chapter 7 verse 26.
Come on.
Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not.
Forsake her not. Go ahead.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
To a light woman. Sisters, you've got some building to do in yourself as well. Your mind needs to be after the Lord, after your Lord. That's why he gave you to him, to be a helpmeet. Focus on making your mind like his. You should know what he wants, what he likes, what he don't like. You should know those things, because it's going to make his life easier, where he got an ease of mind and he can do certain things that he need to do for the Lord. Jump back up to verse 19.
Verse 19. Forget not a wise.
Read that again.
Forgo not a wise and good woman.
When you got one, brothers, you know she's a wise and good woman, you better do what you have to do on behalf of the Lord to make sure you're not treating her evil. If you can do better as a man for yourself, you need to be doing that, because God gave you a wise woman to you. She shouldn't be surpassing you in spirit. Shouldn't be that way. If she's good that she's wise, but you need to build yourself up too. Forgo not a wise and good woman. Read on.
For her grace is above gold.
Proverbs said rubies. Sirach saying gold. She more valuable than that when you can find one. Go ahead, Captain.
No, I did have something to say.
Yeah.
Going to that, because you made the comment of like women knowing their husbands, what he like, what he don't like, to better be that helpmeet. A lot of times we read Genesis 3 and 16, where the scriptures say to the wife, get that, Genesis 3, read verse 16. Real quick.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband.
That desire shall be to thy husband. A lot of times you equate it, I just do whatever he tell me to do. I just, I submit whatever he tell me to do, that's what I do. But that desire extends to learning every aspect about your husband, what he like. You don't have to wait for your husband to tell you, hey, this is what I like, that's what I like. You're paying attention, because your desire and your thought process is your husband's. Right. What does he like? What does he do? Okay, well, all right, I said it like this. Why is he responding like that? Okay, what am I saying to cause him to respond like that? Why is he moving like that? Dang, okay, what am I doing? That's your desire shall be unto your husband. And when it clicks for sisters like that, that's when your life will be easy as possible. I tell you, a lot of women have anxiety, they stressed out, they overwhelmed, because they just hadn't accepted the fact that your thought process and your mind and your desire is to be after your husband.
Hey, and not your kids.
Right.
Some of y'all treat y'all kids 1,000 times better than your husband. That's a problem. You treat your boss 1,000 times better than your husband. Anybody outside of your husband, you treat them like you talk crazy to your husband, but then you go outside, you see brothers in the car, and, hey, shalom, brother, have a whole conversation, and you can't even do that at home with your husband. Wow. That's a problem. You fake. Your ass is fake, and you got issues. You better fix them.
I want to look at this definition of forego. Read it again, and then I'm going to look at the definition. A couple of synonyms.
It's on, is it Google?
Just go to dictionary. Yeah, dictionary.com. And just pull up forego. Forgo. Go ahead and read it.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 19. Forgo not a wise and good woman, for her grace is above gold.
Forego. Don't put the E in there, because I tried to put the E and it didn't pull nothing up. Just dictionary.com. The scripture says, forego not. Whoo! Okay, I'm going to read it while y'all pulling it up, because I got it right here. A couple of synonyms for forego. Okay. Yeah, you still ain't got it. Forsake not. Don't give up on. Don't renounce or neglect. So read it again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 19.
Pull it up, y'all. Y'all got it.
Forgo.
Hold up. All right, they got it. Yeah, you can just, no. Go back up. Zoom in and go to just read number 3. This is the archaic meaning.
Archaic, to neglect or overlook.
So brothers, don't neglect or overlook a who?
Forgo not a wise and good woman.
So I'm just thinking about the question earlier, when you have a wise and a good woman, that's looking out for your best interest, brothers. And the question was about the health. Now, brothers, we're going to make our decision. Here's what it is. Today is going to be chicken. Tomorrow it might be steak, whatever the case is. But just consider, you might have a sister, some brothers, and I'm telling you personally, you got some brothers that have wives that are wishing they would eat Popeyes 6 times a day, because maybe he'll drop tomorrow. Maybe he'll drop next week. And then I can get me who I really wanted. I'm telling you, because sisters have said it. I don't know who y'all think. Listen, sisters think like that. Then I can get the one I see on TV, or the one I see. That's how some of them think.
What?
So when you got a sister that's wise and good to you, don't neglect her and don't overlook her.
Back to Proverbs 31 and 10.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
So a woman's value, sister, is more than her looks, is more than her body, is more than her education. It goes into your mind. You got to have a good spirit, wisdom, a mind after your husband. Now read verse 11, because this is why you got to have a mind after your husband. Read.
Verse 11. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
That's why, because he can trust in you. He ain't got to worry when he leaves the house, because he know your mind is after his mind. He know when he leave and when he come back, things are going to be the way that he wants them, the way that the house is cohesive, where it's not no stress. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her. Read on.
So that he shall have no need of spoil.
Read on.
She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
So, hey, sisters, being a wife, your job is to do him good and not evil. And guess what? The good is not based on what you think it is. The good is based on what if he wants the air at 62 degrees when they go to sleep and he want it on all night and the bill is high, hey, it is what it is. Because your job is to be good, treat him good, not evil.
And that's why I said a lot of sisters be having anxiety. They be having depression.
Yeah.
They be so stressed out. And it's because they haven't fully accepted that your desire is to your husband.
That's it.
Like, that's a prime example. Because you'll say, oh, I want it like this. And the husband say no. And then in your mind, you'll start thinking, but why? But why? I like it like this. And now you all stressed out because it ain't like this, when it should just be like, okay.
Yep, that's it. And you make arrangements to that. If it's going to be cold, well, daggone, you got to sleep in a robe or something, whatever it might be. Put on some socks. Sleep with a head wrap on. Heat escape from your feet and your head. Cuddle on him. Read that again, verse 12.
Verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hand.
That means verse 13 going in, you help where you need to be. Wherever he needs help, you there, because your job is a help meet. Whatever he needs it, you there for it. You work willingly. You don't wait until it decays and then look at him and say, I told you so. See, I told you. Don't none of us want to hear that over there. We know, damn it. We already know. We don't need you to say that. We need you to help us out to keep it from going there. And then if it does hit rock bottom, even with you helping, you know what we go, damn, I messed up. Brothers, I messed up. I need some counsel. You know who we not counseling with, brothers? Them over there. Because you know what they going to do? I told you. See, I told you. Captain Carr said I had wisdom. You ain't listen to me. Nah. That ain't what it's for. Your wisdom is supposed to be used to keep us from getting to that point. Not waiting until it falls, because you know how they are, brothers. They'll wait till it falls to say, I told you. Be on the phone. I told you. See, I told you. Dang, you done did it again. We don't want to hear that. We already know.
Hey, and that's a point there, because with a wise woman, can I get a scripture?
Yeah.
Get 1 Thessalonians 4, read verse 4. Because we read in Peter, dwell with your wives according to knowledge. Then you read on, it says, unto the weaker vessel. Because to that point of, and this is for you sisters, and this is husbands dealing with wise women, sometimes your wife might have some wisdom and the Lord is showing you something through your wife. Watch this, read that.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 4.
Come on. Read.
That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel.
And that's why we must build ourselves up as men, so now we can deal with our wives. Because the scripture's telling you every one of you should know how to deal or how to possess his vessel. Who's your vessel? The wife. That's what it means, give honor unto the weaker vessel. You know how to deal with your wife according to knowledge. Read on.
How to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor.
So that's going to where the I told you so moment is. Your wife might be saying something that'll help the house. And you as a husband, sometimes we got to swallow our pride and be like, okay, yeah, she right. Ain't she coming with the scripture too? Okay, yeah, let me sit back and examine it. And And guess what, sister? You may come like that and he still might say, nah, this is what we doing it. You still got to listen and submit.
Yep. That's called trusting in God, what it says in 1 Peter 3. And that goes back to what the scripture, not foregoing a wise and, what did it say, a wise and a good woman. So don't overlook. Because sometimes the Lord is dealing with her and trying to save you from yourself.
Man, sisters, don't use that to say, I told you, we're running your...
Don't weaponize it.
Rolling your neck. And
Wait a minute.
You do that stuff, and that's why men shut down on you. Yeah. And if they are in bad situations, you be the last one to know about it. It'd be, it's done hit the fan, and you find it out as he's walking through the door. Because you have a repeated thing of when something go wrong, you go to the roof, start arguing. That shouldn't be that way. Go back to Proverbs chapter 31, and I want you to read verse 14.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 14.
Let's go.
She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar.
All right, it says she bringeth food from afar. All right, show of hands, sister. How many of y'all know how to cook? Raise your hand. Raise your right hand, you know how to cook. Okay. All right, let's see. You got anything there? Which one? Now, it said from afar. Watch this. How many of y'all not cook Northern Kingdom food? Look at them hands ain't up. Look at that. Y'all ain't doing what the Bible says. It said food from afar. I just came from Deacon Joshua down in Arizona. That Northern Kingdom food off the chain. It was good. Deacon Joshua is a master griller, man. I'm telling you. Sisters, it say from afar. So you know what that means? Keep things different in the house. Learn it from somewhere. They got a whole thing. What does Zahira be watching? They got a whole cooking network on TV. You know what you do? You washing dishes? Boom. Cooking network. Watch cooking network. There you go. Different stuff. based on what he liked. And you know what? That question earlier about having him lose weight, you know what? You can give him something else that's different, that's healthy, and he like it. Boom, there you got it. But that goes into being a wise woman. How can I better him? How can I be a helpmeet when he's pushing against it? Okay, well, let me try it this way with my womanly things that I can do. Says, know how to, well, she bringeth her food from afar. All right. Read verse 15.
Verse 15. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens.
So you gotta, if you're going to be a wife, you gotta know how to cook, and you gotta have a willing spirit to cook. All right. Because that's what God put you there for. Now, we ain't saying all that a man can never, you can't bake chicken. No, we're not saying that, sister, but it's just divine roles of how God set things in order. Don't get mad at us. God set this in order. And don't feel like, man, they be on the sisters right now, because we spent the whole hour talking about them brothers being right. You know how sisters be. Now we talking about them, and they don't remember nothing we were saying to y'all for a whole hour.
Hey, that's how it always is.
Yeah.
Man. It'll be quiet. You'll hear crickets. We getting on the men, and as soon as you talk about a sister, well, what about the men?
Yeah, don't let
sisters always do that.
Don't let Satan creep up on y'all. Don't do that, y'all. That ain't what happened here. I did it like that purposely, but that's how God set it in order as well. Read verse 16 now.
Verse 16. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand, she planteth a vineyard.
She planteth a vineyard. That means what? Sisters, you got to be good with money. Now, why would that be mentioned? Brothers, why would that be mentioned that a sister needs to be good with money? Have a mind and wisdom when it comes to money. Let's see. Married man, let's see if a married man can answer that question. What you got down there, Jazz? Let's get
Women are terrible with money, Cal.
Terrible with money. In what ways?
Don't let them have Amazon.
What?
Don't let them have Amazon.
Man, tell me about it, officer.
All them sisters over there looked at
Goodness gracious. We got something coming to the house every day from Amazon Marketplace. Whole Foods. Every day. You swear that my wife is 6'4", 270.
I ain't gonna lie. Delivery services is of the devil.
I'm coming to get you.
Nah, I'm just playing.
But that goes into it, though, sisters. You got to know when to draw back. Now, we ain't talking about food. We just talking about other things, because the world is, a lot of the wealth of Babylon is made off of you. That's why all your stuff is very cheap, so you can consume a whole lot of it and be consumed in your looks, and you've been done spent $150 on Shein and not even know it. Ordering something every week off of Shein. They got, I know the sisters know. Y'all know they got a store for that now in Atlanta. Yeah, they got a store in ATL. And guess what? We going to visit ATL. Be down there from Wednesday to Sunday. Shein. Now, you got to be good with that. Got to have a mind of knowing when to buy something, when not. Have the patience of, okay, I'm not going to get that now. We'll wait. You got to do those things, all right? Because our mind ain't always focused on that. It's about getting it. And then now you the help me to manage it for us. Be good with that, all right? After the sisters, who come next, brothers? Who comes next? There you go, Proverbs 22. Y'all get it now, all right? Proverbs chapter 22, let's read verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go.
We got to train them up because the world wants our kids. They want them. Now, if you look into Esau's psychology of things, of why he put stuff on TV and stuff, he ain't worried about influencing you. You're past the stage of influencing. You're already set in the way that you're going to be. He's working on your kids now. He's working on influencing them. That's why you see LGBT stuff in Disney Pixar movies. That's why it's there. They are after the kids now. That's why you got to train them up in the way that they should go. Keep reading.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
That's it on that? Okay. Go to Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6.
The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord.
You children got to obey your parents in the Lord. Read on.
For this is right.
That's what God wants you to do. That's your job. Yeah, you might be getting of age in your teen years. That don't mean you grown. It don't. You still are meant to obey. You are learning something as you are a child under your parents' roof. You learning something. How else are you going to know how to deal with children and run that household if you don't do that yourself? You'll become of age and don't know how to deal with kids. Because you're going to reflect back on how you grew up. And you'll raise your kids the same way, and it'll be a cycle of destruction. Look at the black community with no fathers in the house. It's a cycle of destruction on the man and the women's side, both. Women looking for love, and men don't know how to love the women. And now it's just a nation full of baby mamas and baby daddies. You got to obey them in the Lord. Read on.
For this is right. Verse 2, honor thy father and thy mother.
It starts with the father first. Honor your father. And being in the truth, you know these things now. Don't it piss you off, brothers, when you see a brother that have an NBA interview, he just signed a $100 million contract, and they say, I'd like to thank my mama. Dang. I saw, who was that? This dude named Zion Williamson. He caught up with all kind of stuff now. Man, his daddy is right there with him and his mama at the interview. He's the #1 draft pick in the NBA and says it to the mic. I'd like to thank my mama for all she done. The daddy right here with him. Like he don't even exist. Honor thy father, young man. That's where your life came from. It didn't come from your mama. She took care of you, but you wouldn't be here without your daddy. He gave you life. Women don't like to hear that. Yes, that's where life comes from. The seed. Honor thy father and thy mother. Honor your mother as well. Read on.
Which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
That's why I said to start with fathers. It's your job to teach them young men how to be men. It's not on lay on all the mama. Don't be using 2 Maccabees 7 as an excuse. Yeah, go to 2 Maccabees 7, verse 27. Don't use that as, you're supposed to be training them up. No. That's your job. Not to provoke them to wrath. It's your job to train them up to know how to be man. And they get that example from you. Because watch this, 2 Maccabees 7, 27.
2 Maccabees chapter 7 and verse 27.
Let's go.
But she, bowing herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language on this manner. O my son, have pity upon me that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education.
Where did she get that education, the troubles of education, or how to teach them? She got that from the husband. She got how to do that because the father was the leader of the house of how to teach them, and she continued that on, that education that she went through. Keep reading.
Verse 28, I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that God made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death.
Now that's what you, now watch this. Where's it at about the manly? 21, read that.
Verse 21. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language.
Go ahead.
Filled with courageous spirits and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach.
With a manly stomach. She got that thought of how to encourage them sons by the father. It's your job to bring them up so the mother can continue that on. And sisters, you are to continue on what the father taught them if he's not in the picture anymore, in righteousness. It's your job to endure those things. And yeah, it's going to be hard. It is. We shouldn't have sinned. It is what it is now. We shouldn't have sinned. You'll get handmaidens if you do thus saith the Lord. Give me that in Sirach chapter 30. Sirach chapter 30, and I want you to read verse 11, and we're going to jump.
The book of Sirach chapter 30 and verse 11. Give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his folly.
Don't let these kids be around playing video games all day. It should be a limit. It got to be discipline in the house. It can't be just whenever they get tired or get done with doing something. It shouldn't be that way as a child. because they're going to choose what pleases their flesh most. Man, we sat on us we played the game until we fell asleep. We didn't have no discipline, no order. Nobody told us that. We played till it got hot, and you couldn't play it no more. It shouldn't be that way. It says, what did it say? Bow down his neck, or give him no liberty in his youth, and weak not at his follies. Jump up to verse 8.
Verse 8. And horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful.
No discipline, he'll be willful. And that's what you see today out here in the world. Our kids are willful. They don't respect elders. They don't respect authority. They keep pushing the limits because it ain't nobody to set them in order. They've been winking at their follies all their life until they became emboldened in them. We got to train these kids up in the way and build them to be prepared because tribulation is coming. Play that first video. Play that first video. We got to build each other up all the way down to the children because tribulation's coming. Play that first video. Where the sound at?
We have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth, and it's not even close. You know, I've been saying it for a long time. Nobody can take us. Nobody. We don't want it. We don't have a discussion, but you read all and you see everything else. Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons. Nobody has the quality of our weapons. The problem is we don't produce them fast enough. We're going to start producing them much faster. We're going to be very tough on the companies. We have the best weapons in the world, but it takes too long to get them, including allies. When allies want to buy them, they have to wait 4 years for a plane, 5 years for a helicopter. We're not letting that happen anymore. We're telling our defense contractors, you're going to start building faster. The United States proved once again.
That's it. Trump, you got to build ourselves because Trump has moved prophecy forward by his pride. He's pushing prophecy forward. God's using that Edomite right there to bring this place to an end. That's why we got to build ourselves up from the man down to the children, because that demon right there is, play the next video. Oh, give me that image. Watch this. This is the pride that's in him. Look at this. This is the new image that Don Road doctrine. You see where his feet are spread from the bottom of South America all the way to Alaska. He's ruling over all of that. And go to the next image of where this came from. This is the pride of this man's heart. That he is an old doctrine called the Monroe Doctrine, where they said Europe, you have nothing to do with anything in the Western Hemisphere. This is ours. The pride of that man's heart said, I'm taking this over. And now he done named it after himself. Don Road Doctrine. Go to the next image. Look at this. Where that? That's what he said. This is our hemisphere. Leave that up there and give me Ezekiel 35:10. Watch how the Bible's a true book and we living in prophecy right now. Ezekiel 35:10 down to 12.
Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 10. Come on. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine.
These two countries. That's the Americas and what we know as Israel today. These are mine. He rules it as Amalek over there, as Jewish, and he rules it as American over here and said, this is mine. He said, these two countries are mine. Read on.
And we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there.
They're not a so-called godless place, because on the money they got what, brothers? In God we trust. And over there on the other side, they say that's what? What do they say that land is? The what? The Holy Land, the Promised Land. They say, oh, God is with us. Keep reading.
Verse 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy.
Thine anger and thine envy, because Venezuela had more oil than them. Read on.
Which thou hast used according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. Mm-hmm. And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee.
When I have judged thee. You can drop it now. Keep reading. Verse 12.
Verse 12. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, and that I have heard all thy blasphemies.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Pull it back up. What did God hear?
I have heard all thy blasphemies.
I heard all thy blasphemy. That's the blasphemy right there. This is our hemisphere. God said, I heard all the blasphemies. God heard when he said, nobody can take us down. Y'all remember in the Bible, Nebuchadnezzar said that too, didn't he? You remember in the Bible, Antiochus said that too, didn't he? And the Lord humbled all. Herod said that too, didn't he? And dropped dead. God heard all these blasphemies. Keep reading.
Which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate. They are given us to consume. Verse 13. Thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me.
You boasted against me because this world, this land belonged to God first. Go ahead.
And have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Lord God, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate.
You will not, God's letting you know there will be no peace on earth while Esau is in power. The only time we will be able to rejoice is when God takes them down. Keep reading.
As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel.
Wait a minute, did they just do that? Did they rejoice with getting 3 to 4 million barrels of oil? We took that. That's ours. That's our money. That money going into our banks. We're going to use it and spend it how we want. They rejoiced. Go ahead.
Because it was desolate. So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate. O Mountain Seir, and all Idumea.
That's Edom. Go ahead.
Even all of it.
That means from Babylon the Great of America all the way to Russia, no matter where Esau is, God said, I'm destroying that place. All of it. Go ahead.
And they shall know that I am the Lord.
That I am God, not Esau. Go to that next image of the, because I mentioned the Monroe Doctrine, right? So for those that may not know what it is, because this is what he used as a catalyst to go and take over Venezuela and take the oil. Read that for me real quick.
The Monroe Doctrine is the United States foreign policy position that opposes European colonialism in the Western Hemisphere, which since World War II has been extended to oppose any foreign interference in the Western Hemisphere. It holds that any intervention in the political affairs of the Americas by foreign powers is a potentially hostile act against the United States. The doctrine was central to American grand strategy in the 20th century.
So that's what the Monroe Doctrine is that Europe couldn't interfere with anything over here again since World War II. And he named it after himself, called it the Monroe Doctrine. Now, give me that Isaiah chapter 10, and let's read verse 1. Get those videos ready after this.
Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
What is the Monroe Doctrine?
Unrighteous decrees.
It's an unrighteous decree because, remember, God didn't give this land to Esau. He gave it to Northern Kingdom. But Esau said, these two lands are mine, and I'm going to give you a policy, a decree to make it mine. Keep reading.
And that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
That's it on that? Yes, sir. Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. Because remember, that said the policy. Let's see what God had already prophesied about this place. Go ahead.
The book of Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy.
Through his policy. Now you got a name for it. Monroe Doctrine. Through his policy, read.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
Read.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
That's what we heard from him. Nobody can take us down. That is some pride to say. That ain't no humbleness at all. Nobody can speak it like Esau. The pride of his heart, read on.
And by peace shall destroy many.
That's the policies, read.
He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
That's Christ. Go ahead.
But he shall be broken without hand.
That's what you're seeing. All of this pride that he got, when Christ cracked that sky, he's going to think in himself that it can take him down. Because he just said it. Nobody can take us down. Nobody. Watch this. Here go more of the pride. Play that next video. Watch this. That's it right there. Play it.
Trump told reporters at the New York Times he wants to take ownership of Greenland. In the same interview, Trump dismissed the importance of international law.
Is there anything that could stop you if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's one thing, my own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop, and that's very good. I don't need international law. I'm not looking to hurt people.
Do you feel your administration needs to abide by international law on the global stage?
Yeah, I do. I do. But it depends what your definition of international law is.
You heard it. He said it depends on what. Give me the Habakkuk 1 and 4. It depends on what is your definition of international law is. He got his own. I make it up as I go. That's the pride. Read that for him.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Let's go.
Verse 4. Therefore the law is slack.
The what?
Therefore the law is slack.
The law is slack. Read on.
And judgment doth never go forth.
Not right judgment. Nope. It's always evil because they are Babylon the Great, ruling over all places of the world. Go to the next video and look what else he said about Greenland. He said, what's your definition of international law? The only thing that can stop me is my own morality. Does Esau got any morality, y'all? No. No, not at all. He ain't gonna stop. Play that video.
We are going to do
Turn it
something
up.
on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
Hey, you know what's heavy about that? You know what's heavy about
Felice
that
Johnson
statement?
up here, ain't he?
He's saying that he brings in, well, if we don't do it, Russia or China is gonna do it to make it seem okay to the masses. Because have you heard anything about Russia or China
Nope,
wanting to take
that's
over
the
Greenland?
smoke and mirrors.
No, that's the smoke and mirrors to ease it over with the American population.
Yep. With Esau. Esau. For the old folk that send in money on daggone, what's it, TBN or something. Donate to Israel. They send the damn money. We don't do it, they gonna do it. Right. Okay. Play it again, man. We got to see that one more again. Well, all right. No, I'll skip it. You already got the other one up. That's fine. Pull the other one up because the international powers talked about that, about what he said on his news. Look what they are saying about it. Just pull it up first. Make sure the volume's turned up. I want them to see what it says on there. Pull it up for them. Where that? Could Trump really take over Greenland? All right, we're going to stop at 55 seconds. I think that's the whole video, though, but go ahead, play it.
I mean, is it reasonably conceivable the Americans would try and take it over? Would the Danes try and defend it? Would they ask for our help? What happens?
Could they, would they, should
Could
they?
they, would they,
will
should they? Are they going to? Let's look into the future.
Let's try and break it down a little bit. When Donald Trump was first elected, that first term that seems a different world ago, everybody kind of laughed when Greenland was mentioned, and oh goodness me, he's talking about Greenland. But it's quite clear what he said then, that nobody took particularly seriously, is exactly what he is starting to bring towards fruition now. And what we've seen over the past 72 hours would leave everybody in a position where they think, actually, we can't assume this won't happen. And certainly the Danes are extremely alarmed about it. They've said tonight, supported by the Norwegians and others, that should this go ahead, should Donald Trump attempt to annex Greenland, it would be the end of NATO.
Stop right there. The end of NATO. Revelation 17. The NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, where all of Europe and America are in agreement that if something happens to one, then they'll fight against whoever was brought the heat to them. Now they are in the same organization and turning on each other. Revelation chapter 17, and read verse 5, and we're going to jump.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great.
Mystery Babylon the Great. It's a mystery because, as Cap pointed out, the smoke and mirrors is we got to do it before Russia or China does. So it's justified in people's mind of why they are doing the things that they're doing and make it a mystery. You can't put it down like, why would they do that? Oh, we did it because Russia and China. No, it's not. No, it's not. You just want to rule the world because it's in you, the pride of thine heart. Read on.
The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Now jump up to verse 18 to show who that is.
Verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
It's America. That's Babylon the Great, rules over all the kings of the earth. Back up to verse 15 now.
Verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
That means they are everywhere on the earth. Military bases. Verse 16.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
They're going to do what?
Hate the whore. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Now we are living in that process of where they are turning to hate the whore. The next step is what? They're going to burn her with fire. How long that process takes after that comma, we don't know. But we are living in the time where we see the beginning stages of them turning to hate the whore. Play the next video. Watch this. Play that.
We need to be ready.
Pause it real quick. Go back to it. Go back. Go back. Come on, y'all. What y'all be doing with these videos? Go back, y'all. Go back. Just drag it. Who is that, brothers? What's that say right there? NATO boss. The woman just said that's the end of NATO. Well, here goes the boss telling all the European countries what to do. Read. I'll play it.
We need to be ready. Because at the end of this first quarter of the 21st century, conflicts are no longer fought at arm's length. Conflict is at our door. Russia has brought war back to Europe, and we must be prepared for the scale of war our grandparents and great-grandparents endured. We need to be ready.
Pause it. There you go. He said it's back. It's coming. And America said they're going to be there too, because we're going to take over Greenland. That's why they are doing that, for military strategic positioning. Give me that 2nd Ezra. We about to wrap it up here now. 2nd Ezra, chapter 13. And I want you to read 29 to 31 real quick.
2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 29.
Let's go.
Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth.
He's only delivering the righteous, not the wicked. Read on.
And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another.
That's spiritual versus physical, and that's the entire world. That's World War III. That's why I mentioned one place, one people, one realm. Everything's going to be at war at this time. Read on.
Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen.
That's what we are seeing now, the signs. Go ahead.
Which I showed thee before. And then thou shalt my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending.
And watch this, read.
Verse 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall hear in their own land leave the battle they have one against another.
Now, if you paying attention against the news, they in Chicago battling, they in Portland battling, in Seattle. It's all kind of little ruck. They in Minnesota shooting people in the face. It's all kind of little ruckuses all over Babylon the Great. Read on.
And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him by fighting.
And they're going to leave all of that and go. Read on.
But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come.
Zion is who, brothers? Who is Zion? Israel, right? That's us. Go ahead.
And shall be shown to all men.
And what?
Being prepared and building.
Being what?
Prepared and building.
The man done got theyself together. The wives got theyself together. They done taught the kids how to have a pattern of good works. They have prepared theyself and built theyself up over the time, looking at the signs. Like, oh man, that's going to happen. I'll be dead behind it. No, you don't know that. It could be like a thief in the night, and you don't waited to get right. Now it's too late. Rehearsal's over when you're on that side. Rehearsal is over when we in the wilderness. And guess what, sisters? Guess what, brothers? You ain't gonna be around your wives to keep them in order or to keep yourself in order. You got to be on your own. You got to, what does it say? Work out your own soul salvation. We be thinking about that being just here. You ain't thought about the wilderness when it says husbands apart and wives apart. You sisters gonna be over there calling for your Lord, that dude is on the other side of the wilderness. And it's going to be somebody else in charge, and you're going to have to follow them and hope you see him in the kingdom and hope he did what he was supposed to do. You got to work out your own soul salvation. We be thinking of it here. It's going to be over there too. Separated. Kids gone too. They ain't going to be nowhere near you. They're going to have to rely on the pattern of good works that they done build it up in themselves. So it's going to come prepared and build it. Read on.
Like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands.
All right, Daniel 2.
Yes, sir.
Daniel chapter 2. Let me see for sake of time, because we're about to wrap this up. Sake of time. So Daniel chapter 2. We're straight to the point.
You want a 40?
Okay, yeah, let's go to it.
The book of Daniel chapter 2.
That's long. Go straight down to verse 43.
43.
Yeah.
Verse 43. Come on. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men.
Babylon the Great got all nations here. That's what it's talking about. Go ahead, because it's the fourth kingdom. Read.
But they shall not cleave one to another.
It's going to be racism.
Even as iron is not mixed with clay.
So even with all that going on, what's happening at that very moment? Read.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. And it shall stand forever.
God is building a kingdom right now in the midst of all of the racism, the not mingling together that we see in 43. Verse 44 is us in this very time. So give me that in Jude verse 20. We'll end it on this here. All of that racism, all the stuff you see on social media, you coming into the body, you learning the commandments, you getting yourself right, putting off the old man, training up the child, getting yourself together as a woman, as a sister, you getting yourself together as a man of the Lord, becoming a leader so you can learn the laws, teach the people, make your calling and election sure. God is building the kingdom right now in front of us because we got to be prepared and build it first. Jude verse 20. Watch this.
Jude verse 20. But ye, beloved, building up yourselves
What did God tell us to do?
Building up yourselves.
We got to build up ourselves. Read on.
On your most holy faith.
Which includes having faith.
Praying in the Holy Ghost.
And which includes prayer as well. We got to build ourselves up before the third woe comes because rehearsal time is over. The building is done. People go enter in the building. They want to come in. They want to see the glitz and the glamour. It's too late to try to hang this up. It's too late to try to drywall the wall. It's over. You got to be prepared and build it before the time comes. So let's focus on preparing ourselves and building ourselves up before the third woe. All right? So that's it for today's class. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.